A total of 5 sexual assault cases have been brought forth against Sean P. Diddy Combs, including one from his ex-girlfriend Cassie, 2 other women, an underage girl, and one of his producers who also alleges that Diddy said he had sex with Meek Mill and Usher. Let's break it all down. Now, first of all, why are so many cases coming after Diddy right now? It's because of the New York Adult Survivors Act, which is expiring this month. Under the Adult Survivors Act, you are allowed to bring forth a sexual assault case against someone no matter when the alleged incident occurred. Now, under this new law, it has to be brought forth within a year. So this act expiring kind of causes a now or never moment for anybody who says they were sexually assaulted. Diddy's not the only one. There's cases against Jamie Foxx, Bill Cosby, Axl Rose, as well as a bunch of just regular people. Over 2,500 sexual assault cases have been brought forth in New York alone this past month. So, the Diddy cases, we know what happened with Cassie. He paid her $1 bajillion to go away. Unfortunately for Diddy, it was a domino effect. 2 more girls came out saying that he date raped them, that he filmed them on camera, not consensually. Now there's a 17-year-old Jane Doe that says that Diddy, as well as Bad Boy executives, gang raped her. And now there's also Lil Rod, a male producer who worked on Diddy's latest album, alleging that Diddy grabbed his genitals, tried to force him into sex with prostitutes, tried to force him to have sex with men, and tried to force to have sex with Diddy himself. In that lawsuit, Lil Rod also says, Mr. Combs told me that he had sex with a prominent rapper, redacted, and R&B star, redacted. However, if you look at the footnotes of that lawsuit, the first footnote says, prominent Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, and prominent R&B singer who just performed at the Super Bowl and has a Vegas residency. Very obviously, it's Meek Mill and Usher. Now, I didn't believe it when I first saw it. I thought there's no way an official legal document would redact the names and then have footnotes that are basically just like little hints that immediately tell you who the redacted names are. I thought it was fake. I thought it was doctored. I actually went and signed up $50 a month for Pacer Online, which allows you to view official legal documents. I opened up the case of Jones versus Combs, 73-page document, page 13, bottom of the page, the footnotes exist. It's real. Now, it's just a story that a plaintiff is bringing forth in a lawsuit. He says, Mr. Combs told me he had sex with. So we don't know whether it's true. We don't know whether it's rumors. We don't know if Diddy was telling stories. But the lawsuit exists, and that description and those footnotes, they are real. Now, obviously, there's way worse things going on with Diddy right now. We're talking about underage girls. We're talking about women who are gang raped, people being forced into heinous things. These rumors of just gay sex that may or may not have been consensual with other people in the industry are a distant second, third, fourth, and fifth to what we should be focusing on with Diddy. But in the music world, those are allegations that are absolutely blowing people's minds. Now, as far as Meek Mill, he's a guy who's very active on social media, and as soon as the allegations hit, Twitter went wild. He had this to say, saying there's plenty of rappers with gay style, leave that to them. He comes from gangster shit, and he's been through the jungle, and that he reserves the right to deny that he's gay. What he also is doing is panic tweeting through this whole thing. If you look at his timeline, it is nothing but retweets of people talking about his music, which just happened to magically drop today. Out of nowhere, Meek Mill dropped a new EP. There was no promotion. There was no advertisement. There was no release date set. He did no promo of any kind. But all of a sudden, on the exact same day that these allegations come out, he drops a random EP. Now, take that as you will. That, to me, seems like a guy who had half an album done, said, let's just put out the music, and I'll retweet anybody talking about it so that I get trending for my new album and not trending for these rumors. Now, as far as Usher, there have always been rumors linking him to Diddy, dating back to Usher being a teenager. Stories of him being in the club, drinking champagne as a young boy, where people did not realize it was Usher until Usher later became famous. Usher went to live at Diddy's house to apparently experience the lifestyle. Diddy called it the Diddy Flavor Camp. Does that sound familiar at all? A hip-hop mogul? Or maybe, I don't know, a king of pop taking a small boy into his house and labeling it a name so that the kid would have fun? Diddy says that he was actually the official guardian of Usher at the time that he was recording his album. Usher himself went on the Howard Stern show saying that when he was just 13 years old, he went to live with Diddy to learn about the lifestyle.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
There's also this infamous clip with Kevin Hart where Diddy basically says he used to wake up next to Usher and fight over the cereal. Kevin Hart can barely contain himself.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the fuck did Puff just say?
Diddy actually says he was the official guardian of Usher at the time of creating his first album in this exceptionally bizarre video that he made with Justin Bieber when he was just a teenager that looks ridiculous through the lens of 2024 now.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright.
No. Yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion.
Yeah. So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart.
A 15-year-old boy going to live with a mogul millionaire in his mansion for 48 hours? How did we miss that one? Now, Justin Bieber has never said anything publicly, neither has Usher, neither has Meek Mill. There was only one person who was allegedly about to talk about everything publicly, and that was his ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, the mother of his children. She apparently was going to write a tell-all book in 2020 that allegedly included allegations of Diddy's exploits with men and apparently a video that he made with Usher. Lo and behold, Kim Porter ends up mysteriously dying. What was the official cause of death? Pneumonia. That only came after a second autopsy, though. The first autopsy was performed by a guy named Ed Winter, who allegedly found poison in the system and ruled it a homicide. Ed Winter also mysteriously ended up dead. They then had a second autopsy performed where they said that the cause of death was simply pneumonia. That shit seems a little weird. Jaguar Wright, the R&B singer, went on the record talking about all of the mysterious things that happened around Puffy.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
Add that to Biggie dying, Mace disappearing for a while, Shine going to jail, Loon going to jail. It appears that everybody in Puffy's camp disappeared in one way or another, either permanently or for a long period of time. Again, it's all hearsay and conjecture. There's no official smoking gun, but this is a lot of weird, mysterious shit and a ton of dark, nefarious allegations for one guy to have, with none of it being true.